This is the Beaney Institute in Canterbury, which comprises a museum, a library, and also a cafe and a visitors information centre and an art gallery. So let's take a look around. This is a lamb, 2012 Susan and Byrne, porcelain, paper, clay and wire. How interesting. I like all the fine art work on the body of the lamb there.
That bear.
The bear's cute, he's old. Rupert Bear, Royal Dalton ceramic, made around 1998. There's various stuffed animals, birds.
Noah's Ark toy set.
Yeah, that's interesting. Made of wood and cut straw. So what do you think of stuffed animals and birds? I'm not particularly keen on them. It was very popular.
It was popular in Victorian times.
And in the early 20th century as well. The collectors said it was their way of learning about birds and mammals, and also, if you like, preserving them in case of extinction, for example. So we would learn about them before they actually went. I'm not too keen on taxidermy though, I must admit. I've been to houses before that are full of stuffed animals and birds, and I personally find it a little bit creepy.
It makes me think of that traffic video where they did Paper Sun and they're walking through the museum in black and white, of course.
Yeah. Poor Badger. I mean, red squirrels are pretty close to extinction, so I can see the ethos behind preserving mammals in this form, and birds as well. Notice the clay pipe. Now, do you know in Southwark, in London, Southwark was the place in the 19th century for clay pipe making.
Didn't know that.
And even women would do it as well. If the husbands passed away, they would continue making clay pipes. Because a lot of people did smoke back in the 19th century, especially men. These were almost, if you like, a throwaway accessory. They'd use a clay pipe, a cheap clay pipe, for a little while for their tobacco, and then when it was no good, they would just go and buy another one. And even now, people who do mudlarking, they will find clay pipes in the Thames, even now.
And ones that are intact, I guess, are quite rare.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, some are intact, but yes, they used to break quite often.
They used to have a long
yes, that's
shaft.
right. They weren't meant to last. No. They were a throwaway accessory. They'd just go and buy another one. So they were made very cheaply.
Like paper straws.
Yeah, and often it could be on piecework as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very well-paid occupation, but it was very common. It was a very common form of employment in Southwark in the 19th century, from the early part of the 19th century as well.
I always like these paintings.
Yeah, that's what you would call a pastoral scene. In other words, it was usually some kind of a countryside scene.
I remember seeing a painting of something like this. I think they were shoveling hay with a pitchfork, and it was at Kensington.
This is the home farm, 1844, Thomas Sidney Cooper. He was in the Royal Academy. Many of Cooper's pictures were taken from subjects near my old home at Canterbury, he recalled in his autobiography. This one's called A View of Canterbury from Tonford with Cattle, 1835. And here Canterbury is viewed from low-lying meadows on the River Stour, west of the city near Valentine. He became established as an artist in London. Beautiful, isn't it? You need a lot of wall space to hang that though.
You go up in the wing of a stately home somewhere.
Look at the beautiful frame. That's like on mirror that we're restoring, isn't it?
Oh, it's like the detail in the distance on these paintings.
And this is a Cooper exhibition, obviously. This is called The Stolen Horse. The horse in this painting looks to our modern eyes more like a fairground horse than a real one.
Look on his face. He looks a bit shifted, a bit dodgy, doesn't he?
He does. I think he's probably...
He's on the run or something.
Oh, yeah, he's a bit of a bad penny, that one.
Yes, you can see.
Maybe he's some kind of highwayman or similar,
Yeah,
or
he's
just a
got
rogue.
Got his dog there.
He's got a top hat,
Yeah.
but so he's not without a few quid, but maybe he nicked the hat.
Yeah, nicked it. And nicked a few quid to buy the hat.
Yes.
Yes.
I like the dog running alongside the horse. And it was there really to show the horse in slow motion. 28 years old when he painted this, and he's got his palette and his brush in his hand. He was a very accomplished artist even as a young man. He was quite early still on his journey. Floor. Oh, poor kitty.
Which they revered them.
There's lots of conservation work going in because last time we came there was more in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Life, death and burial in ancient Egypt. When I was a kid, like 12, 13, I was absolutely fascinated by Egyptology.
Yes, it is interesting.
I love all that thing, the gods and the goddesses and the whole symbolism of it and the burial rites and the pyramids and the afterlife. I always found it fascinating. And just the whole culture of the Nile and ancient Egypt and the different kingdoms.
Virgin plate.
Yes.
That's what the best of it is.
I don't know. Maybe disintegrated.
Probably.
Stunning.
Yeah, it's probably buried. And
This look, the Canterbury pendant. Doesn't that remind you of the episode of Inspector Morse when he had the tongue, you know, that he recovered from the lake or something? Do you remember that?
yeah. Yes, I think Morse recovered lots of things from the lake.
Yeah.
Nice drum.
Beautiful. Dragons?
There they are.
Wow. Sebastopol. Sebastopol, at the taking of Sebastopol. My great-great-grandfather fought at Sebastopol in 1855, I think it was. The Turkish. Yes, I was right. Look.
Yeah.
Yes. The Turkish War, that was Sebastopol. He got a special bar for Sebastopol. He got a medal for the Turkish War with a bar for Sebastopol as well.
Yeah.
He was with the 34th Regiment of Foot. I'm glad I remember my military history.
Yeah.
Very good at that. Really interesting.
A pair of trousers.
This is the Russian and Uzbekistan areas.
Yeah.
Look at that fancy headdress there. These artefacts here, shells.
And crystals and things there. I think they need cleansing.
Beautiful.
In fact, my cinematography is up to scratch.
It will be. That's nice.
Coco de Mer seed.
This is really interesting as well. Vital strength and antiquities collected. I guess this is an
Ancient Greece and
collection
Turkey.
of these finds, which are all very beautiful.
It's sort of a badly cooked Christmas dinner. Ancient Turkey and ancient Greece.
It makes me wonder, you know, these things are hundreds or maybe even thousands of years and are in such amazing condition, and one wonders the way things are made today, whether any of those will survive.
Yes. Plastic bags will.
They will. But to think that a lot of these things were intricately carved by hand as well.
Yeah.
This is the dress accessories
North
of
Africa.
the Hausa and Tuareg people of North Africa.
Yeah.
Wow. This is like all four corners of the world, isn't it?
Yes, it's
I love
fascinating.
that hat. I love that hat. And this boat with the sails made by hand. Incredible. Amazing.
Mastodon jaw.
Ooh,
Big teeth there, aren't there?
definitely. You wouldn't want to meet one of those.
Well,
Much
probably,
of your left.
if you've got garden clippings that make short work of it,
Yeah.
that's probably what it'd be interested in.
And then this is some stuff during the period of Stephen Lushington, Governor of Madras and Canterbury MP,
Yeah.
from the early 1800s. Jane Austen said, quite an MP, very smiling with an exceeding good address and readiness of language. I'm rather in love with him. I dare say he is ambitious and insincere. Jane Austen wrote a letter to her sister Cassandra in 1813.
Yes.
Oh, look. Beautiful gemstones. The amethyst has my name on it. snakes in jars. Oh, the clangers. Oliver Postgate's house has a blue plaque, and that's down in Broadstairs. Oh, I remember Bagpuss. We've got one of those at home. A very grouchy Bagpuss. Small films. Do you remember Noggin the Nog? Maybe you were too young.
I do, yeah. I didn't really watch it.
I never saw television very much. We had radio growing up. Yes, Basil Brush. He was always one of my favourites. And this is Materials and Masters. Beautiful. Rather beautiful coral necklace there. The coral's rather endangered these days. And very expensive. The price of all gem materials has gone up significantly in the last few years. I've worked a lot with red coral and lapis lazuli and pearls, and the prices of all three have rocketed. I used to have a doll's house when I was growing up. I wanted one all my childhood, and then I think I was about 11 or 12. Mum had saved up to buy me a doll's house for Christmas, and it wasn't a very expensive one. It was only made out of chipboard, but I loved that doll's house. And there used to be a toy shop in Derby that specialised in doll's house accessories. I used to spend all my money on doll's house accessories. Even Robert liked the doll's house. Got a lot of enjoyment out of the doll's house. And we both like Lego and Meccano as well. Very beautiful glass vase. Love these bottles, and the glasses, stunning. Those bottles, those green bottles, beautiful. And look at the spectacles. I like that pair of penny glasses there on the right. I don't think they'd suit me though. If you've got a slim face though, they're great. A bit of the old John Lennon appeal. Look at that etching there with the angels. The angels of Death One Wonders. Looks like it. And a rather gruesome portrayal of the crucifixion. And this is a painted matte and plaster gable wall. Stunning. Survived hundreds of years. Peekaboo! That's interesting. That was Susan Shaw, 2006, by Neil Sloman, photograph. Artist and a teacher, training tutor at Canterbury Christchurch University. Her installation, Lords, filled various spaces before dispersal and recording in the Virgin Archive. And then this is a photograph of Patrick Crouch, 2006. Patrick Crouch is a sculptor and tutor of sculpture. He established a group of sculptors called Pure Farm.